Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Cole.
And you're listening to Borrowed Bones, a podcast about fucked up, interesting, and toxic families. Today...
Who are we talking about today?
We are talking about the Blue Fugates of Kentucky.
Ooh.
The Fugate family.
Mm-hmm. I know a little bit about them. Just because of...
Ooh, what do you know?
I know they're the Blue Fugate family from West Virginia, Appalachia. Kentucky. Oh, you just said Kentucky.
The Blue Fugates of Kentucky.
Sorry. We're in Appalachia, whatever.
You drank like 2 bottles of wine last night, so...
Whatever.
It'll be fun today.
Yeah. I just know they're blue people.
Yes, they are.
Literally blue skin.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this one or not because I thought that it had been done to death and I thought that everyone knew about this and it was pretty commonplace. No, they don't. I realized not many. I mean, I think there is a large population that does know about them, but there's a lot of people that don't.
Yeah.
And also with my research, I discovered new information about them. So the story that I knew is actually a little wrong. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
So the story goes that in 1820, Martin Fugate, an orphan from France, came to America. And he came over because the American government at the time was offering people free land if they settled it and farmed it.
Yeah.
This, to me, I got confused. This is not the Homestead Act of 1862.
Yeah, that was after the World War.
I was like, this is already wrong.
Civil War.
Yeah.
Or during Civil War.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe that was it. And I was like, well, we're already wrong here because 1820 is way too early for that. But anyway, I looked into that and the American government did do something with Appalachia area specifically around this time.
Okay.
So Martin Fugate came over from France as an orphan in 1820 to get the free land. And he would end up in a hollow or a holler called Troublesome Creek.
Troublesome Creek Holler.
Anyone who's not familiar in this area of our country, there's a lot of hollows or hollers. I don't know, little towns,
like
little...
a hamlet village?
Yes, hamlet village.
Small...
Yes, very small, rural, tight-knit communities, like isolated.
Yeah.
Isolated is the big one here. In this holler, there are 4 other families within Troublesome Creek. We have the Smiths, the Richies, the Stacys, and the Combs. The Combses, I guess.
Okay.
Their last name is Combs. And Martin Fugate will marry Elizabeth Smith. So he starts his own little line, but it is connected to the Smith family that's already there. And they would go on to have 7 children.
Martin and Liz.
Martin and Liz, yep. 4 of those children would be blue.
Like they came out blue and never stopped, or they?
Yes.
Okay.
And now there's different theories on if Martin was blue himself or not. When researching it, I don't think he was blue.
Okay. Obviously, this is before photographs exist. 1820.
There's no photograph of him.
Photography doesn't exist.
It's all a lot of their story is verbal, which is why it's a little messy and murky.
Oral tradition.
Very
in
oral.
A
yes.
Isolated holler.
Yeah. Holler. So yes. So I don't know if Martin was blue or not. I am leaning towards no. So I'm just assuming that these 4 blue babies were a surprise, right?
Well, the first one anyway. 2, 3, and 4 might have been like not quite surprising.
Yeah, that's true. Now, this is where we already do get a little bit of the details mixed up here. Most people who know the story have heard all of this before. Everything I just said. Martin is an orphan. He came over in 1820 to get land from in the Appalachia area. In recent years, though, through like Ancestry.com, 23andMe, and people just doing their own digging, they discovered that the Fugates were actually in America since like the 1700s.
Oh.
He wasn't an orphan.
He wasn't an orphan from France.
I think his family did come from France.
Fugate, I would assume.
Yes.
It sounds like a French name.
Yes.
Or a derivative of a French origin.
Yeah. But he was not the one that came from France.
So he was an American by birth.
Yes.
Okay.
And they just weren't always in Kentucky. And no one cross-referenced the like paperwork. Everyone was like, well, the Fugates are here in Kentucky in Perry County, but that's it. Yeah. They didn't look from, because they moved from like West Virginia,
West Virginia
Tennessee, whatever. You're right, it wasn't. But so the Fugates were around. There's a Fugate families Facebook page and I found that. And that's where I discovered that a lot of the descendants are like, there's little things wrong here. Martin was not an orphan. He had family here. So descendants of the Fugates, I'm here to correct that wrong. Okay. Martin Fugate, the one that moved to Kentucky, his second cousin, Zachariah, also moved and lived in Troublesome Creek, Kentucky.
Okay.
A lot of people miss that one. So they have 2 Fugate family lines starting. Now back to Martin and Elizabeth, who are married, having children now, the 4 blue babies, the rest are white. So what's happening here? Why are they having blue babies?
Yeah.
Why is this happening? Both Martin and Elizabeth carry a recessive hereditary gene that causes the blue skin.
A mutation.
Yes. And they both had it. This is why I don't think Martin was blue, because I don't think either of them were displaying it, because you have to have both recessive traits.
They would have not been surprised.
Exactly.
That their children be blue if one or one or both of them are blue. So.
Right. And I'm not sure if Martin could marry someone in an isolated holler if he was blue. Like, I feel like, but who knows?
But, I mean,
it is isolated. So I don't know. Some people say he's blue. I just don't think he is, given the genetics and the science of it all.
Yeah.
Either way, though, both Martin Fugate and Elizabeth Smith carry that recessive gene.
And that's been established genetically? Okay.
Yes. It has to. Yeah. Literally, there's no other way around it.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
To create a blue child, they both have to have a recessive gene. I'm not a scientist, but we all get what I'm saying here. Okay, just so we're clear, I am not scientific at all.
So there's a mutation for blue. Why blue? What? Like, are there other colors?
We'll figure that out.
Could there be green kids?
Maybe. It depends. We'll get there.
Could there be? Yeah.
Well, some of these blue Fugates were so dark that they looked purple. Yeah. I mean, you turn purple when you're cold.
True.
Yeah. As these first blue Fugates were growing up, the family was even more isolated because no one liked the blue.
Be shunned as local freaks.
Right.
Yeah.
And
keep it in the circus.
Yes. Yeah. And like, I mean, the more isolated an area is, from my experience anyway, I guess I've not looked into studies, but from my experience, the more isolated an area, the more fearsome they are of something different. In a blue-skinned family, that's very different. Even with the bluegrass Kentucky all around, not supposed to be skinned.
I've only seen one blue person in my life. It stands out.
You've seen a blue person?
There's a blue guy around our town. I don't know if he's still alive anymore, but a few years ago, he was. Everyone knew about him.
Oh, I didn't know about him.
I don't want to say names or anything, but the blue guy in town. Yeah.
Did he eat?
He wasn't as
colloidal silver, whatever it's called. Did he do the silver thing?
He must have. Yeah. He wasn't as blue as the Fugates, but like you noticed him in a crowd. You were like, "What the fuck's wrong with that guy?" Yeah.
That's strange.
Yeah, he stood out.
Gosh. Yes. So Troublesome Creek itself as a holler is very, very isolated. They didn't have roads for a long time. They didn't even start getting trains coming through that area until the early 1900s. The name Troublesome Creek is actually because it was such a trouble to access it. Yeah. So it was named basically like, it's hard to get here.
Yeah. Geographical names back then weren't subtle. They were just descriptive.
Yes.
Broke Neck Creek. Why is it called that? Someone broke their neck there. That's why.
Yeah.
They're not literary. They're just descriptive.
Yep. This is where you're going. You're going to have a hard time. Deal with it. Yeah. You know what you're walking into there. Yeah. So because of this isolation, there was inbreeding in that area overall.
Inbreeding.
Yes. Of course.
Life finds a way.
Yes. And this is another detail that a lot of the current descendants of these families get really frustrated about. They don't deny the inbreeding, but they say it wasn't as bad as the story says. And this is the specific detail that they talk about. So you'll see this a lot, and I had a hard time not seeing it, but there's one story that goes that Martin and Elizabeth had their children. One of them is named Zachariah. This is true, and he's blue. This is true. The story, though, what I'm about to say is wrong, is that Zachariah married his aunt, Elizabeth's sister.
Okay.
And at first, that's kind of believable because maybe Elizabeth is the top of the line of her family for siblings, and there could be a 15 to 20 year age gap between siblings.
An aunt who's roughly the same age as the
Zachariah.
nephew. Yeah.
Yes. That was not the case. When looking at like birth certificate, like there were a few birth certificates that were found, a few things that could factually be like, this is really happening or this really did happen. Elizabeth's aunt that was said to have married her nephew was like 50 years older than him.
Oh, okay. So,
and I was like, there's no way that happened.
There's no practical
purpose of it. Like, why would you do that?
Childbearing age. Why would a younger male
why would that even happen? Why would that happen? Yeah. And so after looking into it more, I discovered that the second cousin that moved with Martin Fugate,
Zachariah.
His name is Zachariah as well.
There's two Zacharias.
There's two Zacharias.
So that's the one that married.
Zachariah, the second cousin, married the sister of Elizabeth.
Okay. And they're not blood related, so there's no. They're just legally related.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So they weren't like
not technically
intensely inbred.
There should be a little inbreeding at work.
There is a little bit. Yeah, there is a little bit.
I think you should leave.
Oh, there should be.
You can't have inbreeding at the home. Okay. There should be a little inbreeding in the home.
I forgot that part.
Well, it's we can't watch porn at work. We should be able to watch a little porn at work.
Oh,
that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Inbreeding.
So I don't remember him talking about inbreeding.
No.
We should be able to watch a little porn.
You can't watch porn at work. We should be able to watch a little porn at work.
But yes, the Fugates don't dispute the inbreeding in general. They just say it wasn't like mother to son, father to daughter. It was like cousins and second cousins. Which
honestly was common in just America, rural America at the time.
Everywhere, though, too, because this is around the same time. Think of Edgar Allan Poe in Baltimore. Yeah. He's trying to fuck his niece.
Yeah.
I mean, like...
Jesse James married his first cousin, who was named after his mother. And it was just... There wasn't even...
There's no question.
An issue at the time.
Yeah.
They were first cousins, which is... Imagine your wife being named after your mom.
Want to get high? Maybe not really, really high, but just a little bit. Just take the edge off. With Good Feels, you can do just that. Good Feels is a cannabis seltzer that is perfect for relaxation, enjoyment, or to take that edge off when you have to be around people and don't want to be. I feel that. Good Feels Cannabis Seltzer is sugar-free and made of high-quality, natural ingredients with flavors like blood orange, grapefruit, and pineapple mango. I finished a 6-pack of the pineapple mango and loved it. Not in one sitting. It was throughout the week, of course, but it was very nice to have one after I got home instead of alcohol. That's going to make me dehydrated and not feel so good the next day. This was a way for me to unwind, relax, and it was not too crazy where I'm stuck in the couch, but just enough to where I could watch a whole movie without being too distracted. If you're not into carbonation, no worries. Good Feels has you covered with mood boosters. These are drink enhancements you add to your water, controlling the amount of THC in your drink. I'm currently sipping on water that has been enhanced by the lemonade flavor, and I've got to tell you, it's pretty nice. Go to shop.getgoodfeels.com today and use our promo code BONES, BONES, to get 20% off. That's shop.getgoodfeels.com, promo code BONES. And remember, you got to be 21 to buy it. Shop.getgoodfeels.com, promo code BONES. It's weird. But you know how you hear of all those, I'm sidetracking here, but you hear of all those stories and I don't know, you're not from a big family. I am. I have a lot of first cousins. And growing up, there's always that weird, like, is my cousin hitting on me? You have like one cousin that's kind of like playing with that boundary. And you're like, is this a flirting? What the hell is going on here? And I've just heard that people with big families, there's always like one that kind of, nothing like happens, but it's like, is there flirting? Like, what's happening here? You kind of, no, none of that. No. But yes, there's a reason there's that phrase, right? So
I have a small family and my cousins are male. So just never was an issue.
No, it's just, there's stories between big families and whatnot. And so I honestly think that if it wasn't frowned upon today, there would be some people marrying their cousins today. Mm-hmm. I think they exist. Don't. That's not good health-wise. I think you have to get to like your third cousin before the health risks are no longer a thing?
Well,
or is it closer than we want?
I mean, state by state in America varies on incest laws.
I'm talking about health and science. I'm not talking about legal, okay? We can't... I don't trust
Like,
America.
there are some states that allow
first cousins, I'm
to
sure.
marry past, like, if like the woman is past menopause. Like, there's some that like first cousins can marry from like age like 60 and up or something. Yeah, honestly, they're like, why not? Like, you can't. Who gives a shit? You're consenting adults, and it's gross, but you can't do any. Like,
you're not creating like bad life out of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a sidetrack. But yes, so just to clear the air there, though, those are the two main things. Zachariah did not marry his aunt, and Martin Fugate was not an orphan.
Okay.
There's a lot of confusion because they reused names. Yeah. They didn't use junior, first, second, or third. It was just Zachariah, Martin, Elizabeth, like all over the place. So it got confusing. Now, back to Martin and Elizabeth, the ones that are starting everything here in Kentucky. The news of their blue baby, their first one, spread through the holler very quickly. Before he was even a month old, everyone knew about him. The rest of the people in Troublesome Creek, they would say things like,
it's a demon. It's
there was wickedness in their blood. When the Fugates did go to church, they were always apart from the crowd. There was like pews or rows that were empty all around them, like a bubble that was surrounding them, contagious. A barrier. Yes. And it's said that Martin began to change after his blue son was born. He would work more, he was outside working the land, hunting, and he grew quieter. Martin would be found sitting by candlelight often at the table, tracing the lines of the wood while just lost in thought.
Nice.
Yeah. Now, each child that was blue were like different shades of blue, which I kind of think is neat.
Teal, indigo,
some
azure,
were dark blue, indigo.
Cerulean.
Ooh, that's cobalt. A good one. Yes. Others just had like little tints of blue around their fingers, their lips. Yeah. Oftentimes the kids, whenever they would get upset or agitated, the way that like you or I would turn red in the face, they would turn blue. And their lips would turn very blue if they were cold. Like if they blushed, they were bluer. Instead of pink, they were blue. They were healthy though.
Yeah,
like there was nothing else wrong with them. They were healthy. They everything was fine. They just were blue. So because everyone had negative things to think about them, the Fugates did not go out much. Basically just church and then like the store whenever necessary.
They weren't social.
No.
Weren't going to the local hootenanny.
Elizabeth would keep the kids close. Whenever she did go out, she would always hear whispers surrounding them.
There goes the blue boys.
Yeah. Many thought that it was like the devil's touch and that they were sinners being punished for something. When Elizabeth would go to the general store, she and her children would get stared at a lot, and the owner of the store would conduct business very quickly with her just to kind of like get her out.
Get those vampire kids out. if I was a blue kid, once I got of age, I would just lean into it. I'd be like, I would totally go supervillain on it and just be like, I will be the monster. I'll be the boogeyman of this town if that's what you think I am.
Oh, yeah. Create the boogeyman type of thing. Like you created this.
You're shunning me? All right. I'll... Think I'm a monster? I'll show you a monster. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Yeah. If you can't live down your reputation, might as well live up to it.
Oh, okay. I get it. I mean, I'm surprised no one did just do like a mass like rah. Yeah. But no, they just kind of stayed to themselves. They really did. And it's said that kids would shout like blue devils, ghost folk, and cursed ones as they like pass by. Yeah, I know. I like that one. I say it's said because I don't know for sure, right? These are all stories.
Oral tradition and folklore.
One time a neighbor came by and talked to Martin, and he said, folks saw your kids playing, and they started talking, and the neighbor said that everyone was saying, blue isn't right, it's unholy. The neighbor advised Martin at this time to keep his kids close to the house. No one likes your blue kids. They're unholy. Keep them hidden.
I'm going to go on a tangent for a second, but if supposedly the color blue is the last color that human eyes evolved to perceive in the last 2,000 years or so, they allege. I don't know if that's true anymore, but
yeah, I don't know.
Like historically, there could have been more blue people that we just didn't perceive as blue.
Oh, I wonder. They would have at least been a different shade. Yeah, like, it wouldn't just look white to someone, So, but yeah, that is interesting. And I did hear that a while ago about the blue development, but did they
I think they
look into it or something.
That it was mostly based on conjecture that historical documents didn't reference the color blue. They described things that we would describe as blue today as other, like the Bible, the Odyssey, the Iliad. They like Homer described the sea as like wine colored. Anything that we would say is like blue, no one else historically described it as blue.
Maybe
until about
the
2,000
name
years ago.
Maybe the name of the color didn't come about for a while. Maybe people saw it and didn't know how to describe it. That's still weird.
But even like isolated tribes can't differentiate blue from green easily. Uncontacted or not uncontacted, but barely contacted tribes in South America and whatever. Like when they show them shades of green and blue, they can't pick the blue square out of like 19 green.
Weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
Interesting. Anyway, back to it.
Anyway.
All the best foods are blue.
Yeah. How about an egg in this trying time? Anyway, so after the neighbor advised Martin to keep his kid close, Martin looked at him expressionless and said, "It's not the Lord's work. It is mine. It is in me." Every story that I hear or read about Martin is that he was pretty depressed and like blamed himself and felt bad.
Why do I have the devil's semen in me?
The Fugates as a family would continue to withdraw even more, no longer lingering after church even, and Elizabeth stopped going to the store altogether. And she often asked her children, like older kids, to go.
The non-blue ones.
I'm guessing. Yeah.
They had a few.
It's mixed.
They had a few normies.
Yeah. I would really love to see a photo because Elizabeth is described as having very pale skin with like red hair.
I've seen that painting of them, like a family portrait. Some of them are blue and some are not.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know the whole when that was, if they like sat for a portrait or if it was just done decades later or whatnot.
I will let you know.
Okay.
But yes, so the isolation that they continued to stay in caused more inbreeding, and they would marry the other families in that holler, like the Smiths, the Richies, Combs. So descendants today could have those last names as well. But the difference is that other families in Troublesome Creek would venture out to other like hollers in the area. Yeah. Like there were other little towns, other little hamlets around, but the Fugates didn't even go there. So even though the Smiths and Richies and Combses were kind of intermarrying as well, they didn't do it as much because they some of their kids left, some of their kids moved away, but the Fugates didn't. They were like, nope.
They just dug in.
Yes, they couldn't leave. Some of the white-colored Fugates left, but the blue ones stayed. So that recessive gene just stayed.
Doubled. Speaking of genes, and I saw that, was it James Watson died yesterday or 2 days ago? One of the two, Watson and Crick, one of the two discoverers of the DNA double helix strand. Died at 97.
Wow.
I didn't know he was still alive, honestly, until I got the alert that he died.
Didn't know that we didn't know about the DNA double helix thing. I didn't realize that was that recent of a discovery.
In the 50s that Watson and Crick discovered it.
Oh, okay. That makes a little more sense. Yeah, he is 97.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought that happened a lot sooner.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair. Okay. Yes. But yes. So the Fugates did not leave Troublesome Creek. And as we know, the Smith family as well does have that recessive gene in them. I did see in one place, which I don't think this is true, but I did see in one place that the Combs family also had that recessive trait. That'd be so,
out of 6 families, half of them have this.
Right. So I think that's
rare.
I think the Smith family for sure, because we have evidence, right? They had children.
Yeah, that's.
And the Combs family would eventually have blue children. The Smith family, the Richies. It's from intermarrying, though.
Fugates and Smiths. Not inherently.
Right. So I just wanted to say that again because there's a lot of hearsay, this and that.
Yeah. Hearsay this.
As time went on, more blue people were being born. Other hollers in the area would start to hear stories about them. They basically looked at the blue people of Kentucky as like a myth.
Yeah. The Fugates.
Yeah, the Fugates. Ghost tales were told about them. It was said to touch a Fugate's hand was to feel the chill of death itself.
Nice.
Yeah, they're like a spooky. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I would start living up to this if I was one of those boys, like I was in my teens.
Yeah, kind of like, ooh, like creep, like look in the windows and just be yourself. Mm-hmm. One time there was a new fancy teacher all the way from Lexington, Kentucky. Now we're moving.
Big city.
Yeah.
We're getting like the 1850s.
Yeah, we're moving through time here. Yeah. Yes. I don't know all the dates, but we're progressing through time. More kids are being born. Just assume procreating is happening. Mm-hmm. And a fancy teacher came all the way from Lexington.
I'm surprised none of the locals tried to like enslave these blue people for being darker than them. Well, Kentucky was a slave state. Surprised they weren't like, hey, their skin's darker.
Yeah.
Put some chains on them.
I know. I think because of the isolation part of it, too, worked in their favor as well. Yeah. Because the families didn't have a choice, right? We need, at the very least, even if we don't want to marry into your family, we need your help in times of hardship. And like the community has to come together because no one's helping them. Yeah. It's tricky. It's tricky. They were pretty much shunned, but allowed to be there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the teacher from Lexington, Kentucky came to teach in Troublesome Creek. There was a one-room schoolhouse. Yeah. I think they met like once a week. Like it wasn't much, just enough to be like, we did it.
Everyone from age 7 to 17 probably in one room.
If that, yeah. And the teacher didn't know about the Blue Fugates, and he was surprised to see one blue student in his classroom. Yes, I read that it was a male teacher. Okay. That's what I read.
Nice. For some reason, I pictured a female teacher coming.
Yeah, no, I read it was a male. Yeah. One of the Fugate boys was there, of course, the blue student, eagerly waiting to learn. However, the children openly laughed at the Fugate boy and started chanting Blue Devil at him, and I saw in the account that the teacher was not able to gain control of the class, but also that he didn't really try. He was also asking questions like, why are you blue? What is this? Like he wanted the kids to stop yelling Blue Devil, I think, but also was like, you're blue. Hey. Yeah. So that boy never returned to class again. Oh. Yeah. None of the Fugates really went to school. A few tried. There's a few stories of this, of one trying here and there, but they get just like pushed out. So they just don't go to school. Mm-hmm. It's also said the kids would ask their mothers throughout the family why they are the way they are. And the mothers would always respond,
God.
You are the way God made you. Pay no mind to what others say.
Take it up with God. Mm-hmm. He cursed you, not me.
Yeah. The fathers would give advice to their sons, telling them to keep their heads down, don't talk unless you have to, work hard, and just keep busy. So they basically taught everyone in their family to just
work through it.
Mind your business, work through it, keep your head down, and just live within our home here. Railroads finally came in the early 1900s, around 1910, 1912, and they made their way into the hollers. Yay! This is when news of the blue people started to make their way out of the region. We have more, obviously, people traveling around. And now by the mid-20th century, so we're in like the 1950s, 1960s. We're jumping forward here, There's not a lot of information because there's not a lot of written things, Even in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, like even in Appalachian now, there's a lot of areas that are untouched and people live there. Yeah. We discover families all the time. Anyway, moving on. So we're fast forwarding to like the mid 20th century now, 1950, early 1960. And there's a physician at the University of Kentucky.
Yes, he takes it up.
Named Dr. Madison Cowan. Mm-hmm. He is a hematologist, which is a blood doctor. Yeah. And he hears of this Blue Fugate family. And he's like, whoa, I have a theory.
I know what the cause might be.
He wants to see them. He wants to check it out. So in 1960, Dr. Cowan, made his way to Troublesome Creek. He hung around for a while and was visiting clinics because he didn't know exactly where they lived.
Yeah, you got to kind of like get in there and find the right people who will tell you which road to go down to find them because it's very hush-hush. Yeah.
And I want to be clear after I said it. I heard how I said it. He didn't know even to go to Troublesome Creek. He made his way toward that area. Yeah,
he just knew there's blue people in the wilds of rural Kentucky.
Yes. So he's hanging around the area, visiting clinics and doctors' offices, being like, someone at some point had to have needed medical attention, right? Somewhere along the line, a blue person had to have walked in somewhere. So he's asking around, and finally he meets nurse Ruth Pendergrass. Ruth said that a woman showed up at the doctor's office once and that she knocked on the back door, not wanting to come in through the front lobby. So Ruth lets her in and was like, "What's up?" And the woman looked like she was trying to hide herself. And the woman asked for a routine blood test.
Okay.
And Ruth remembered that it was very cold outside that day, and she noticed that the woman's lips and fingers were very blue. So I don't think she was a fully blue person, but she had that blue tint to her. Yeah. Ruth was concerned as a nurse, like blue isn't really a good color if you're healthy, right? And the woman quickly explained that the blue skin condition ran in her family and that she was fine. Ruth knew that her last name was Combs.
Okay.
So she's from the Combs. She
married into that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Her maiden name is Fugate.
Okay.
Dr. Cowan located the Combs family, and they were living not in Troublesome Creek, but near it. Mm-hmm. And they told him that the Fugates lived in Troublesome Creek. He still doesn't know exactly where that is, but they pointed him in a closer direction. As he was on his way, looking around, trudging through the woods, I don't know if this is a true story or not, but I like to think of this as a true one.
It's true that it is a story.
Yeah, that is right. That is correct. Dr. Cowan, I guess, when he was just trudging through the woods, looking to see if he spots any blue people, he did see some, and he yells at them to stop, and then he began running toward them.
Blue boy.
Yeah.
Come back here, blue boy.
Yeah. That's exactly what I imagined. And then the story goes that the blue people ran away and he never got to interact with them because he was like shouting at them. So Dr. Cowan wandered around the woods a bit more, but he could not find where they lived. He lost them. So he decided to stick around Troublesome Creek, hoping again that someone else would need medical attention. He's like, someone came once. Someone else might come back again because Nurse Ruth had a good interaction with that Fugate woman. So they were hoping that maybe someone else would come back.
Combs woman.
Yes. I don't know her first name, though, but yes. Eventually, Ruth was visited again by two siblings.
Yes. Boy and a girl, right?
Patrick and Rachel Ritchie. So last name's Ritchie, but still
somehow
Fugates, yes. And they came to see the nurse. I don't really know why, but one way or another, Nurse Ruth and Dr. Cowan were able to convince the siblings to let the doctor take some blood samples. Mm-hmm. And he noticed that their blood was darker, like a brown color.
Okay.
And in some descriptions, I heard that it was like thicker.
All right.
So I don't know. Again, not a doctor. But he noticed it was brown. Another thing I saw was that someone described it as like chocolate milk. But yes. So he was running some tests and he was stumped. He didn't know what was going on. He dove into his research and he discovered that another doctor encountered blue people in an isolated area in Alaska.
Alaska? Well, it's cold there.
Yeah, these were indigenous people.
Oh, yeah. Like Inuits.
Yes.
Okay.
And they were blue.
Huh.
I don't know what came of them, but this doctor discovered why they were blue.
It's an oxygen issue in the blood, right?
Yes. They were a different color because they were missing an enzyme, and this enzyme allows the blood to be oxygenated properly.
Okay.
But without it, it's not oxygenated properly, so it makes the blood a brown color, which then makes the skin look kind of blue.
Yeah.
We have red blood in our bodies, so my white pale skin has a rosy glow because there's red underneath. Mm-hmm. If I had blue underneath, you'd probably see blue or brown or something. There's some type. Yeah, we know what's happening here. Dr. Cowan goes back to the blood samples and he tests them for this enzyme. And sure enough, the Fugates were missing the enzyme.
So that's the actual recessive trait.
Yes, missing that enzyme. That's
being
what's
blue
going
itself is the effect.
Yes.
But the cause is the enzyme. Or the trait is the
I didn't want to give too much science up top. I want to get the story out first. But yes, the missing enzyme is the trait.
Yeah. It's not even a pigment issue.
No.
In the skin.
It's a blood thing. Yeah. And that's why everything else was like fine, because it was just they were missing a little bit of oxygen in their blood, but everything seemed to work okay. Yeah. It's actually said that they are very healthy. Like they live easily into their 70s, 80s, and 90s.
It doesn't affect their
they're like a strong family. Yeah. So Dr. Cowan, now knowing what is wrong, starts playing with different chemicals to see like how to make this blood more oxygenated. Yes. And he uses a substance called methylene blue. And this blue chemical would allow the blood to turn to red by carrying oxygen to the blood that it was missing. So I think it's kind of ironic that a blue chemical will make them pink or white.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Patrick and Rachel allow Dr. Cowan to inject them with this methylene blue.
And these two are like teenagers at the time, right?
I don't know exactly.
They're like not full adult. They're like in the children to teen. I don't think they're full adults.
I have no idea.
Never.
They're brother and sister, so I'm guessing they're probably teen or young adults, but I really did not look. I don't know.
Seeing this on, what was that show? Mysteries at the Museum. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
With host Don Wildman.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
he's always walking on like a staircase.
Yeah. Yeah. And he always had like a cool leather jacket.
Yeah.
And he had the coolest name, Don Wildman.
Oh, yeah. He's a wild man. But yes, so the blue methylene, after it was injected into Patrick and Rachel, it worked within a few minutes, actually. Yeah. I didn't know. I thought it would take a few days, but
you
no.
Could, like, see the blue
immediately
dissipating.
Yes. Yeah. Within a few minutes, they were starting to turn a pale pink skin tone.
Yeah.
The effects were only temporary because you'd like pee it out, basically.
You had to get like normal or regular injections to maintain your color.
Dr. Cowan made tablets.
Oh, tablets. Okay.
And he gave them to them, sent them home with them, gave them extra, like, here you go. This will help. Take it whenever you need it. There you go. Now, one day, an older mountain man of the Fugate line came up to Dr. Cowan. So I don't know how long after, but after. And he said, I can see the old blue running out of my skin in a grateful tone. Yeah. And like, that's all I know about that story. But Dr. Cowan was happy. He had their trust and he was like, cool, okay. Yeah. So now that he's gained their trust, they know that he's like a good guy. He was able to ask them more questions. He wanted
their lineage and
he wanted to know the journey of this recessive trait. Where did it start? Who started it? Where did it come from?
Who's the first blue person that you recall in your family tree kind of thing?
Cole and I love cookies. We are pretty much obsessed. They're always in our house. It's very much a staple, one of the main food groups for us. However, I am not the best cook. I can't bake to save my life. I did discover Molly B's cookies that are shipped right to us. They stay nice, soft, and moist as if they have been baked right in my kitchen. Molly B's cookies are very creative and unique with flavors ranging from triple dip, a triple chocolate chip cookie with sea salt flakes, to their hot mess cookie with mango, white chocolate, and flamin' hot Cheetos. I was not brave enough to get the hot mess, but I did try the triple dip and it was amazing. I personally really like the Molly B's Boba Doodles. These are little bite-sized cookies and they're great for on the go. In these boba doodles, they do have a burst of boba in every little cookie. Check out mollybees.com and grab the treat that's right for you. You can use our promo code BONES, BONES, at checkout and you'll receive 10% off. That's mollybees, MOLLYBZ.com, promo code BONES. Yes. So he took down a bunch of verbal accounts. And he also, I saw in one place that he spoke to like 180 family members. Oh. Right.
Thorough.
Well, he's talking to Richies. He's talking to Smiths. Like family members meaning like the sprawling. Yes, all of it.
The sprawl of Troublesome Creek.
Yes. He also looks a little bit into official records of Perry County, Kentucky, which is the county that Troublesome Creek is in.
Okay.
So he looks to find maybe some birth certificates, some marriage licenses, anything like that, just to kind of help dates line up. He doesn't go outside of Perry County, though. He doesn't look outside of that.
All right.
So
you got to set limits.
For him, the origin of the Blue Fugates is Kentucky, and that's where we get Martin being an orphan in 1820.
Because he just shows up.
Yep. And that was pretty common, even in the 50s and 60s. If someone didn't really know where they came from, the person would just say they're orphaned, but it wasn't like a trick or anything. It wasn't like back then, if someone were to be like, oh, actually, he's not an orphan, this is what's going on, no one would be like, you lied to us, Dr. Cowan. It would be like, well, okay.
Solves that.
Yeah. So he wasn't an orphan. I think it was just the term used at the time because, like you said, he has set limits. He can't travel the whole country looking for where Martin came from. Yeah. Dr. Cowan was also confused by the two Zachariah Fugates. He never mentioned that Martin and Zachariah both were adults living there together. He started the Fugate line with just Martin.
Okay.
And then Zachariah, his son, married Aunt.
Yeah. When
Dr. Cowan started this.
Okay. So he got his genealogy incorrect.
Yes.
It just got repeated throughout the years.
Mm-hmm. And again, I don't think he didn't mean to.
Well,
I think he's a scientist. Yeah. I think he would like to know the actual genealogy of it all. But through verbal accounts and what little official records he had, and maybe a Bible here or there that was passed down from the family, might have some family notes in it, but that's it. So he's taking very fragmented pieces and trying to create a whole story. So he fills in blanks. Dr. Cowan published his findings or his case in 1964, and right after it was published, or soon after, journalists began to request interviews with Hilda Stacy. They request interviews for other people too. Stacy is another last name. There's Stacy's, Ritchie's, Cole's, Smith's. Yeah.
So she's
a Fugate line.
Okay.
Last name of Stacy, though. Her maiden name is Fugate. But she said that she didn't like the way the journalists and reporters were just rude to her, asking very personal and judgmental questions about how their family was intermarrying. And she really didn't like how much they were focused on that. So this is where it all starts with like the press now knowing about it. And they're like, sensationalizing it, making a big deal. And Hilda Stacy is just recorded as being the one that says, we don't like that.
Yeah.
The last descendant to be born with blue skin was Benjamin Stacy.
When was he born?
1975.
Okay. I thought it was in the 70s or 80s that the last one was born blue.
Yep. He's also known as Benji Stacy, if you see that name. Same one. I believe he's still alive today.
He'd only be 50.
Yeah. I didn't see any death records or anything. And, he's living peacefully, I'm sure. But yes, he was the last descendant that was born with blue skin. He was born in Lexington, Kentucky.
Okay.
And he's Hilda Stacy's son. Did I say that already? Whatever.
Whatever.
I'll edit it out.
All right, let's just admit it. That didn't happen.
Doctors were very shocked when this blue baby was born.
Yeah.
And they were trying to figure out what was wrong. But Benji's grandmother stepped in and was like, we're from the Fugate line. Yeah. Blue runs in the family. It's who we are.
Yeah.
But Ben only had one recessive gene for it.
Okay.
So within a few weeks or a month or so, he grew out of it.
Okay.
And I guess this did happen to a lot of the Fugate line when they did have a recessive gene, just one. They could be born blue and then they grow out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just
I've heard that.
Works out. I'm going to move forward now with the sensationalization of, that was fun to say, sensationalization of the Fugate family, because the press is now on it. Several family members were interviewed in a medical book called Traits and Fates. And they all they're trying to tell their story, their side of it. And they just said, we all eventually came to accept the color of our skin.
Yeah, what else?
And it was just normal to them now. And Ben's mom, Hilda Stacy, she just shrugged it off and said, it's common, it's nothing.
Yeah, what do you...
So they're trying to tone it down. They're like, can we just chill out? It's not a big deal, guys.
It's not affecting
Leave us alone.
Health any other way, so it's not a big deal.
It's just not. It's not a big deal. So now we're going to jump into the 1980s now.
All right. Reagan era.
Ooh. Dr. Cowan was approached by a show called That's Incredible.
Oh, yeah.
And they wanted to parade the blue people across the screen in their weekly display of human oddities. It's kind of how Dr. Cowan looked at it. He did say no. He refused. He didn't want to be a part of this show. And the show was only on from 1980 to 1984.
Okay.
So I didn't realize that. But yes, it's basically, if you don't know it, very human oddities being shoved in front of your face and you get to ogle at it.
It's a televised sideshow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Barnum and Bailey for this era.
Yeah. Dr. Cowan wasn't still studying any their blood or anything because he figured it out, right? But he still kept in good contact, some of them still reached out to him time to time when needing help. There was one instance where I think one of the sons of someone, a blue Fugate line, he had a baby and he was in the military, so he was out of the country, and his baby was born blue, and he called Dr. Cowan, what can I do? And Dr. Cowan was like, just have that baby, give him the injection and call it good. But they're still calling him years later, which I think was great. So they have a good bond. Dr. Cowan didn't mean to mess up their family and lineage. He was really trying to help.
Yeah.
There was also, which this was fun to hear, a Hollywood film or a documentary crew that was trying to film them and do stuff with them in Troublesome Creek, but they were chased away. Apparently each house they went to had large guard dogs that would chase them out.
Nice.
So yeah, they're like, we're done. We don't care about you anymore. We're done.
Yeah.
Nurse Ruth would go on to say that the Blue Fugates, they were poor people, but they were good.
Mm-hmm.
So to know them is to love them. You just have to know them. Now,
yes,
let's talk about that painting.
Yes.
Because I was curious about that too, because I always thought that that was a representation of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. Surprise. Let's talk about it. So as we know, the Fugate family stayed away from photography. They probably didn't care about it much anyway because it was expensive back then. And, but either way, they just didn't want it. Like they didn't want to be seen. They didn't want their photos taken ever because they were scared that someone was going to take their photo out of Troublesome Creek and then show them to the world.
Also for the first, I think the first photo was taken in 1837. But for the first, I don't know when the first color photo was taken, but I imagine the first, the first 60, 70 years of photography.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, it was
their blueness wouldn't have come across.
Not very well, but it wasn't like straight black and white, though. Was it that sepia tone? So that their skin would have looked different.
Yeah.
It would have looked different.
Yeah.
Either way, they were private, right? They didn't want anyone knowing that they existed. They didn't want the outside world to know of them. Even as photography became more and more, like in the 50s and 60s, there's just not a lot of photos of them because they were blue. They didn't want their photographs taken, or they just never became public, right? Mm-hmm. So the artist of this painting, he was asked to do the painting of the Fugate family, the Martin and Elizabeth, for a 1982 article. So this painting is
far more recent.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the article was written for a science magazine called Science 82.
Okay.
It changes its year every year. So it's Science 83. Yeah.
Some journal probably.
Yeah. The artist was told the number of people in the family, the number of children and all that, but said rural Kentucky family given like a rough time period. That's it.
Okay.
So he looked up like photos of people from back then and just kind of made his own idea of it. So we have no idea how they really looked. He could have just done any photo of anyone and just done it. And he was also told to paint 5 of them blue, Martin being the 5th.
Okay.
I think this painting is why so many people think Martin Fugate was blue.
Probably.
I don't think he was. I just don't. And I think that's why Dr. Cowan probably stopped at Martin and Elizabeth, because I don't think either of them were blue.
Yeah.
I think he goes, okay, it started with them. Done. That's what I think. That's what I'm assuming from my research. So yes, I understand the frustration of the descendants because there's a lot of big details that are just wrong. Yeah. However, I understand why they're wrong though, too. Like, I'm not mad about it. Like, no one's trying to mess up this story. It just kind of got sensationalized. And so there's not as much intermarrying as you would think. That's the takeaway, I think, from all of this. They're not blue
because of inbreeding.
No. Yeah. No. Yeah, because the Smith family did have it. So like even there was going to be blue people no matter what. Even like the first blue ones were not connected in blood at all. Mm-hmm. So yeah. That's it.
No.
Yeah, there wasn't too much.
Other blue, there are people who can become blue today by taking too much colloidal silver.
Oh, yeah. Just don't do that. That's not good for you.
So if you see like blue people around you, that's likely the cause.
Yeah, don't take colloidal silver. I don't know what benefits it has. It seems like when someone starts it, it's bullshit woo-woo stuff. Stop it. Yeah. It's not healthy to turn your skin blue.
Who's that weird cult leader?
That's what I'm thinking of,
said she was God and she turned blue.
Yeah, and she basically like mummified in the bed. God, it's insane. I
wonder if the Fugates, probably not. I was going to say, I wonder if they're related to Carol Ann Fugate, who was a killer. She's the youngest woman to ever be sentenced to life in prison in U.S. history. She was 14 when she was sentenced.
What did she do?
She's been released since. She was paroled like in the 70s, and she lives in Michigan, last I heard, as a nurse. Or retired nurse. She, in the this is a famous case, 1950s, this is in Nebraska. Carol Ann Fugate, she was 14. Her 17, 18-year-old boyfriend, Charles Starkweather, who was like a James Dean wannabe.
Okay.
The two of them went on a road trip for like 2-3 weeks, killing a bunch of people.
Oh, they
starting with her parents. They killed her parents, and then went on a road trip. Wherever they stopped to get gas, they would just kill people. Charles Starkweather and Carol Ann Fugate. Spelled the same, but I doubt they're related because this was in Nebraska.
Yeah, that seems very... I don't know if they went that far west, but maybe. I don't know. I'm sure some of them have flown the coop, right? They're not all in Kentucky.
But that's an interesting...
It's interesting.
True crime case. Charles Starkweather.
Yeah, there were some theories of the blue fugates of like the silver. Maybe they're just taking a lot of that, but that's not true. There's something else they could be eating that has a lot of stuff in it, but that's not true.
Blueberries.
Yeah, a bunch of blueberries.
Drinking too much blue Gatorade.
Yeah, blue Gatorade, blueberries.
All the best foods are blue.
Some people even thought that maybe their skin was too close, or their blood was too close to their skin, which I don't know why that would make it. Because you see your blue veins. Maybe people thought, because people did think back in the day your blood was blue. Like, not scientists, because they drew blood, so they saw it. But like, anyway, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So no, none of that enzyme is missing.
Yeah.
So they didn't do it to themselves. So yes, I hope you enjoyed the Blue Fugates.
That was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can spread the good word, let people know that they are not intermarried as much as others. Honestly, you should all go on Facebook and visit that page. It's public. It's open. What's
it called again?
What is it called? I have it written down.
I know you mentioned earlier, but if you're going to plug it again.
I know. I think
the name.
It's the Fugates, like families.
Fugate fam.
Yeah, the Fugate families.
Of Facebook?
Yeah. No, okay. It's not of Facebook. So they don't have that in the title. But yes, a lot of them are posting their own DNA stuff that they have found, and they see, I think there was some of their family that fought in the Revolutionary War. The Fugates came here before America was America. So yeah, spread the word. And also share this episode. You can, there we go. It's a good segue. You can help spread the word by sharing this episode, because that also helps us. So remember to like us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, wherever you listen. Sharing, engaging is very helpful. We give you consent to share us with your friends. Also, follow us on Instagram at Borrowed Bones Podcast. You can check out our merch site. You can always click just the link that's under the show description. So just scroll down just a little bit and you'll see a big merch. Also, our merch website is borrowedbonespodcast.com. So take a look at everything, and yeah. Until next time.
Until next time, yes.
Yes.
The next time we do this. Goodbye.